Hi, Maud here with some coffee and some real Frisian cookies called Duimkes. You can translate them to thumbs because originally they were the size of the thumb of the baker. So that's why they're called Duimkes, which is little thumbs. But hey, I thought I would just come on this morning because I have been doing a little collage, and yeah, I want to talk to you about what do you do when inspiration is out the door and you need to find some inspiration. I just started gluing and making myself another cup of coffee. And I thought, well, let's have a chat because you guys are the ones that get me, that also like to do junk journaling and playing with paint and fabrics and everything. And my family sometimes looks at me like, okay, yeah, you're good. You're really friendly, but we don't get it. And that's okay. Of course, that's okay. Everybody his own thing, right? But you guys, as much as you are looking forward to these videos, in the same amount, I have to make them so we can have this conversation about what we all like to do. So yeah, I'm going to finish my coffee first because yeah, I would feel quite awkward to drink coffee on video. But yeah, let me see what I want to do, because there's probably always nice things to do. These are new napkins for me to play with. I also have this one and I also have this one. Lovely new napkins to play with. And I thought, why not do some collaging? And I don't know where this is going. I don't feel it also at the moment where this is going. But the thing that I think that I know that will always be wonderful is make a masterboard. Not in a journal, but just on a big piece of old paper, and use the napkins to make some journaling cards out of that masterboard. Because when I send happy mail or even just regular postcards to friends, it's always nice to have a handmade journaling card, postcard at the hand that you can just grab. And most of the time, all my friends really like a handmade card. So I will pause this video here and let me know down in the comments section what you do when you feel uninspired, but nevertheless you want to do something. Because at the end of the day, I know, I hope it works for you too, I feel better when I've accomplished something. And that's the whole purpose for me of doing this. But I don't have to consult my family. They are not, yeah, they don't get it. So that's why we need each other, right? I'm going to pause the video here and I will be back. And yeah, once I've made the masterboard and cut it into journaling cards. For you, it will just be a second. I thought, why not put the camera on while I'm working, and I'll see how much I will skip ahead if it's not interesting. But what I do to make collages on is I use the front pages of a beautiful wild plants book. Obviously these are gorgeous, but at the beginning of the book, there's all this text. And these pages are perfect to start your collages on. At least I think. I think this is a little bit too flimsy, and also I don't like these holes, so I will start by gluing this page down, and I will tear this one in two. And glue these on either side. So that will give me almost like a cardstock to work on. And I really like that. So this is going to take a lot of glue, but that's okay. Sometimes just this gluing is already really a nice thing to do. It is a little bit crooked, but I'm okay with that. And now these on either side. And this way the fold is no longer a fragile part. That's why I put this page in the middle and these on either side. And this is also a nice thing to do if you just have a small amount of time. Or like me, if you need some new inspiration. And let me show you the papers that I'm going to work with. I kept these for a while for special project, but I did not know when that special project was going to be. But I think that I want to use them now. I can make new ones if I want to, because these are all done on the jelly plate. So yeah, no problem. I can make new ones any day. And obviously they will always come out differently, but that's okay too. I didn't want the line of this paper going straight to there. Ah, this one is also nice. Oops. So, a blue page, and I think I'm going to make a couple more and then decide what I want to put on top of them. So I will be back. So that makes 6 masterboards, and I will show you all 6. So this is the first one that I did, the second one, the third one, 4, 5, and 6. And I'm going to cut them, and I think I will cut them first and then see whatever blank page I'm going to do on the back, because I've got a whole pile of blank papers here, but I'm not sure what I want on the back of each of them. But these can be used to make writing space on the back. But yeah, be brave and start cutting this one. I could also use my how do you call that thing? Cutting machine. But well, this is also nice. A couple of small cards. And I like this one to be pretty big. These ones. And again, a big one. It's a little bit smaller than this one. And I like them all really different sizes. But for the rest, perhaps it's better to get out my cutting machine and yeah. And this one I am going to cut on the front because I want these to be on a page. I think this one is quite crooked, but I can adjust it. So a big pile of journaling cards. A few really large ones and some smaller ones. Oh, I really like this one. I don't think this one needs much. Just tone this black down a bit, I think. This one needs a lot more, but we'll get there. Have you counted them? I'm going to count them. 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 12 big ones and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 24 small ones. So time to decorate, and I have these papers left over to play with if I think that some of the surfaces are quite plain and they need something extra. And I also had these in my big box of scraps. My scrap box is emptied out quite well. I think I will use these ones too. And this one. And I have these for focal images to use. And I definitely want this. Oh, look at this. Oh, this is a beautiful picture in itself. Yeah, this does not need much. No, it's better on this one. So, I will start decorating and I will leave the camera on and I will obviously take some footage out if I think it becomes too boring. But yeah, let's make some journaling cards. Oh, and I'm onto the third glue stick already this morning. These are empty, and this is the third one. And I think, because I have my sewing machine here, that I will also use my sewing machine for these ones. So I'm not going to glue all the way to the edge, but I am going to let it dry before I start using the sewing machine. And have a plain white paper on the back. I can glue it first and then cut it. I'm going to let this dry and then take it through my sewing machine. I think I will sew around all these edges and do a zigzag all around. And perhaps I will embellish it a little more. Perhaps I will just leave it like this because I think it's beautiful the way it is. But one done and a lot more to go. Not sure about these ones on this blue paper. Perhaps this is not the easiest one to start with, but this is already looking good, but I want something in this corner, I think. And perhaps a napkin would work. How about, nah, it's too colorful. I think I'm struggling with this one a little bit, so I will put it aside and take another one to work on. Yeah, I really like this. This is okay. Yeah. A glue book. So I am going to continue working on these journaling cards, and I will show you the end result. Hey, this is the result of 12 big journaling cards. The small ones are still empty, and it is now the next day. So I still have 24 empty journaling cards that I have to finish up, and these are in an okay kind of state. I mean, the first embellishments are done, but I can do a lot more. But to have these in my stash is already a wonderful thing because, oops, there's still a little more papers on the back, but let me show that to you. So, red and white mushrooms. I mean, yes, it's autumn, but I love them all year round. So, this page I've done on the sewing machine, but I ended up gluing this and I like it the way it is. It is really plain, but once I send it or use it in a journal, I can do a little bit more. This one is not finished at all. I need to do a lot to it, but there are these napkins on here, and yeah, this goes in the pile. Still a lot of work. This too, and I decided to cut these two into tag shapes. Why? Well, that was just something that came up, and I must say this was really a yeah, wonderful exercise to get out of that state of not having any inspiration, because just gluing things down, yeah, it triggers all kinds of new ideas. And also yesterday, when I was brushing my teeth ready to go to bed, I had this idea of taking out my stencils and working with paint even more on, especially on these that are not finished yet. And also this one, I guess, putting a stencil here of some sort with acrylic paint so that it is opaque, and I can use distress ink on the edges, and I'll probably use my blue distress inks. And so I have all these ideas now to play further, and it was a really fun scrap buster. Yeah, because I finished so much scraps that I was accumulating over time, and I even got to glue him down. I think his face, he looks like he's the father of this guy. I mean, they're both looking so serious. But there's something about this image that I really like. And because this is Scottish, I've been to Scotland once, loved it, really loved it. But maybe I can do something with heather or hills or grey blue skies like here in the Netherlands. And I'm not sure yet, but this inspires me to do a lot. So perfect. Then there's this one that I think I want to do something with, also a stencil on top here. But it is okay, and if I work around it with some distress inks, it will be perfectly fine. This one is like spring, and I really love it. And maybe I will change this into a tag shape too. I'm not sure yet. I can play with it a little more. I like this one because of the hedgehog, obviously, and it's so nature themed. And I'll probably put some die cuts on here. The Tim Holtz dies, the flower dies. That might be lovely to put some on here and distress the edges with green, I think. And then there's this one, another tag with red and white mushrooms. So this will be the end of my scrap busting, not knowing what to do, but in the end being really happy with what I have, because I have all these beginnings of tags and journaling cards now that are wonderful to have, because I can grab them and embellish them when I feel like it. And also embellishing these as far as I did really gave me a lot of new ideas. So I hope this was a helpful video again, and have a wonderful, wonderful day. The sun is out here in the Netherlands, so I want to go for a walk with Wolfie. Bye bye for now.